LA County Corrections, they've decided to end a practice called Potty Watch. It's a policy of chaining inmates to a wall, sometimes for 11 hours, in one case 32 hours. We're going to get to. This is until their bodies expel contraband. Now, the prolonged handcuffing of an inmate suspected of, for example, having a kite, which is an unauthorized note from another inmate. That's one case. It was hidden in his rectum, clad only in boxer shorts and socks. He was handcuffed to a wall for 11 hours. Now, this method of expelling contraband, it's coming under fire, being called inhumane. The sheriff investigating this is what he had to say. These incidents were discovered during a routine internal audit by command staff, and we've determined that they could have been handled better. This is coming from Sheriff Jim McDonnell. So they could have been handled a little bit better, Nick. But
oh yeah, well, without a doubt. But you know what? I'm still a little suspicious about what he's saying because, you know, terrible things happen all the time. And these guards in the prisons, they kind of turn a blind eye to it. They don't really care. So I'm curious as to whether or not this audit really did reveal this, or they knew about it earlier. They just didn't want to do anything about it, right?
24 cases in this audit. He actually rescinded the policy, and then he said, you know what, maybe I'll turn these over to the prosecutor finally, after, you know, he's coming under fire.
Not long ago, you go back to July, there was a case where a man was handcuffed for 32 hours without food or water, and because of that case, 10 officers were fired. They were relieved of their duty because of that, but that's just one case, but apparently there's many more too.
What do you make of the prosecutor refusing to do criminal charges in these cases because of it's a systematic policy, it's the way things are done, and hey, you know, we're talking about police officers. In this case, it was just a note up his rectum, but what if it were a weapon, drugs, you know, something that was potentially really harmful? They do have a job to do, but there's a correct way to do this.
Right, there is a humane way of doing it that treats them like they are human, not like an animal. I mean, why don't they get some X-ray machines or something like that, you know, that doesn't involve handcuffing someone and waiting for them to crap something out that you're waiting for? I mean, it just makes no sense to me. It's a draconian way of getting this done. I hate to see stuff like this.
Well, 3 of these sheriff's officials, they were recently convicted of beating a jail visitor, and I apologize, it's not Sheriff McDonnell's, but we're talking about this case. And 3 sheriff's officers convicted of beating a jail visitor. Additionally, 8 officials have been convicted for obstructing a federal investigation because DOJ wants a piece of this. They're saying, look, we know this is going on, into deputy misconduct in jails. This is not just LA County. This is a countrywide practice, typically in county jails. This is nothing new. This is just one little microcosm of it.
Yeah, and I bet you if they were to do further auditing, they would find a lot more things that are happening that are possibly even worse than this. This probably isn't the only thing that's happening.
Right, well, there's no question these police officers, you know, many of them are good. They put their lives in jeopardy every day doing these jobs. But going back to that statement, does the end justify the means? And is there a more humane way, a better way of doing this? There's got to be a better way.